Good morning, everybody. 9 a.m., 60 degrees on this Friday.
There is nothing flattering about this shot.
Oh, gosh.
I mean, yeah.
Okay, maybe I'll sit.
I wish I could do that.
Can I cover up my legs?
This is a great idea.
I know, this was my stupid
this
idea.
Is like, let's sit in these chairs, which we'll never get
chairs.
out of.
Yeah, okay.
They're not terribly comfy.
No, Adirondack chairs are, that's a good idea.
It's a great idea, but are they really functional?
No.
Huh.
Especially getting out of them.
We have some in our backyard that are the kind that they come in, you assemble at home.
Ugh.
And the darn thing collapses all the time. Like, because there's little pieces, that connect. Anyway.
Who wants a...
And it's this material. It's not the wood.
Sometimes I try to save money by do-it-yourself stuff.
Yeah.
There are some things just do not DIY. Don't even, including something that you have to sit in.
Right. No, we did. Yeah, these I don't know why. We got a good deal on them, but
I know why.
Yeah, the good old-fashioned wood. This is kind of like a faux wood.
Right, because you won't get splinters. I don't want an actual wooden chair where.
Isn't that what a traditional Adirondack is?
Probably.
With real wood.
Nice Amish-made chairs.
That's the way to go.
Yeah.
That's the play. So well built.
Yeah.
Good quality.
Not the hammer-built chairs.
No.
But we are chilling because...
I'm so uncomfortable. Just not, emotionally too. I just don't feel
We're looking at it. We have a monitor here, so we're seeing what we look like to all of you, and we're better off standing.
Yeah.
But we're sitting because it's Friday.
Right.
And it's beautiful. It's 60 degrees. It feels a lot warmer, though, doesn't it?
I think you say that every time you're up here, and it's true. Yeah. The sun beating down on you makes it feel warmer than it really is.
Because if the studio was 60, do you know how cold I would be?
Oh, it sounds awesome.
Yeah. It's your thing. He would work in a refrigerator if he could.
I know.
But so we're gonna get up to 80 today. It'll be
80
nice.
Today. The weekend looks
mostly rain-free all weekend-ish.
Yeah, a couple of little pop-up showers are possible. The kind that go like
the kind that go like this. Why do you call them an odd shower?
Yeah,
as opposed to a normal shower.
I know.
Or odd is just a pop-up.
Odd is like an odd shower is more like
that's a strange
kind
term.
of like odd meaning. It would be
not
odd
frequent.
to find one because it's not very. It's unlikely. So if there is one, it's odd.
What was the other word you used this morning during Daybreak? Cattywampus.
Cattywampus. Yeah, I think that says it all.
You threw that one out at 4:30 this morning. I'm like, what are you talking about?
That and Twitter-pated. Those are two words that just sound. You're just slightly, out of sorts, right? All right, let's go to the driving.
Yeah.
Show you what
now I can get up from this chair.
Good luck.
Thank you.
You did it. I might need help. All right, temperatures in the 70s today, upper 70s, close to 80 degrees, and a delightful day, light winds, and we'll take it. And we're going to see more of this nice weather into the weekend. The Italian Heritage Festival begins today, comfortable with a temperature near 80 degrees with light winds, and the weather should cooperate as well. Sunday, there is a chance of a shower near the festival. Okay, not today, though. Lots of sunshine. We had a little valley fog that's burned off in a hurry. High temperatures today should get close to 80 degrees. The average is close to 80, so that's where we ought to be, and that's where we will be today. Not terribly humid either. Tomorrow morning, a little warmer than it's been. We're going to be in the 60s as opposed to the 50s that we've had the last couple of mornings. And then tomorrow afternoon, there's evidence of a little lake breeze that will generate a shower or two away from Lake Erie, and a better chance of that possibly on Sunday. Temperatures this weekend into the low 80s, a little breezy on Saturday, less so on Sunday, with a few of those pop-up showers possible. And as we head into next week, Monday is a chance of some active weather rolling in later in the day, leading to some rain showers Monday night and lingering showers into Tuesday, followed by 70s for temperatures the rest of the week. Melissa is joining us now with the headlines, and I'll get down there as soon as I can.
Good luck getting out of the chair, Patrick.
Exactly.
All right, we'll see you in a bit. Topping the news this morning, we do want to fill you in about the teen who went missing while fishing along the Niagara River. Police are still searching for him. New York State police say 18-year-old Ong Hla fell into the Lower River Gorge on Wednesday, and Two on Your Side spoke with his family off camera. We learned that he's a recent Kenmore West High School grad. Witnesses say he was fishing with 5 of his friends when he slipped off a rock in a restricted area. They say he began struggling in the water before he was swept away by the rapids. Multiple agencies have been using night vision drones, helicopters, and personal watercraft in their search for Hala. We're told that with an intense search on Wednesday and yesterday and heading into today, this is slowly transitioning from a search effort to a recovery mission.
Since yesterday, our focus has been from the location of the incident, which is the Whirlpool Stairs area, to basically Fort Niagara, which is the entrance of Lake Ontario. You know, we're always hoping that it ends with a search and we find the individual, but sometimes they end up being a recovery.
And the family tells Two on Your Side that they are holding out hope that he's alive, but they're devastated. And they performed a religious goodbye ceremony near where he entered the water. Again, search efforts are expected to pick up again today, and we will bring you any new updates on air and online. If you were on the 190 yesterday around 1:45, you might have noticed this wild scene, or you may have been stuck in all the traffic. At least a dozen police cars packed together there on the road, and they all say it's because of a dangerous chase from Niagara County into Erie County. It all started in the town of Niagara when police there spotted a parked vehicle with the driver's side door open, the engine running, and no one inside. While officers were still at the scene, the driver, who apparently had multiple warrants out for his arrest, came back and got into the car and drove off, leading officers on a wrong-way chase onto the 190. Police say he nearly caused several head-on collisions before losing control near the 190-290 split in the town of Tonawanda. Officers were then able to arrest him. We do not know his identity. The trial of Hadi Matar will enter day 3 later today. In day 2, author Salman Rushdie himself took the stand to testify about being attacked back in 2022 at the Chautauqua Institution. Two on Your Side's Dave McKinley was inside the courtroom and has more.
Rushdie, who declined comment after his testimony, was allowed to enter and leave the courthouse through a non-public secure area surrounded by U.S. Marshals. While on the stand, he recalled the attack just after he took the stage at the Chautauqua Amphitheater. "I saw him running toward me and he attacked me very violently. I tried to run away but fell down because I was in distress and he was on top of me, stabbing away." Rushdie, who nearly died from the 15 knife wounds he suffered, spent 17 days in a hospital and several weeks in rehab. At one point, he was asked to lift his patch-covered glasses and show jurors what remains of his right eye, left sightless by the attack. After his book, The Satanic Verses, was published in the 1980s, Iran's supreme leader, the Ayatollah Khomeini, called it blasphemous and issued a fatwa, an order to kill Rushdie, which was later endorsed by Hezbollah. Federal prosecutors alleged that it motivated Matar to attack Rushdie more than 30 years later in his fanatical dream of becoming a martyr to that group, and by, as they allege, providing such a service resulted in charges of aiding a known terrorist organization. Rushdie defended the book as a work of fiction, not meant to offend anyone, and expressed doubt Ayatollah Khomeini had ever read it. After being asked in various ways by Matar's attorney whether or not he even thought his book might stir controversy among certain sects of the Muslim community, it appeared that Rushdie had finally had enough, telling him, "The book is not on trial here. Someone else is." On Your Side in downtown Buffalo, Dave McKinley, Channel 2 News.
Again, the trial continues today. The family of one of the 2 well-known Allentown men killed in their apartment last year has filed a wrongful death lawsuit. Mickey Harmon's brothers claim the owners of the apartment building on St. Louis Place failed to fix a safety hazard, allowing the suspect to get inside and kill Harmon and his partner, Jordan Coletto, in March of 2025. The suit claims a large opening in the building made it easy to gain access, and that the landlords failed to keep tenants safe. Their alleged killer, Brian Chiclana, faces life in prison if convicted. The city of Buffalo is dealing with a number of pressing issues right now, from a recent wave of violence to ongoing fiscal troubles. City leaders are working through a lot, and yesterday, Two on Your Side got the chance to sit down one-on-one with Mayor Sean Ryan. We touched on the current state of the Buffalo Public Schools. Just in the past month, the district has faced mounting turmoil. Board member Cindy McCacken resigned, citing a culture of punishment. Superintendent Dr. Pascal Mubenga stepped down days before sexual harassment allegations were made public. Current board member Mookie Hawkins was also part of those allegations. And despite objections from the mayor and state education commissioner, the board added a new member earlier this week. And we asked the mayor why he tried to stop the appointment.
This is the cycle in the Buffalo Public Schools, is that we seem to get on a good track, but there's always this adult drama. You know, school board members fighting each other, different factions electing people to the school board, but all those adult fighting, they don't take into consideration who's being hurt here. It's the students in the city of Buffalo.
Mayor Ryan added that he believes if there's an active investigation against board members, those should not be the people voting to appoint other members. Following the recent violence on Chippewa and street takeover events in other parts of the city, Police Commissioner Erica Shields says she is working to create a youth advisory council. Buffalo leaders, including Shields and Common Council member Rashid Wyatt, held a meeting yesterday focused on youth services. Shields says that young people should help shape solutions to youth violence, and she wants their voices at the table.
More than anything, I was incredibly impressed by some of the kids that are here and the work that they're already doing, trying to steer their peers in directions away from gang violence. And it's really commendable because what it's showing is you've got young people who are willing to step out and go against the grain. And it's just so admirable, and I'm very grateful that they met with me.
Commissioner Shields says there is a lot of work left to be done to stop youth violence in Buffalo, and she's looking forward to many more of these meetings in the future. This morning, we are learning more details about the plans to bring a Costco to West Seneca. 2 on your side's Chelsea Swift spoke with the town supervisor about the proposal.
We are very happy that they chose West Seneca. There was some competition with some other towns in the south towns, but we won out, and I think a lot of it was that as a town, we are very receptive to this.
West Seneca Town Supervisor Gary Dixon says there are plans to build a Costco at the corner of Ridge Road and Slade Avenue.
Not only is it going to be a really good place to shop, but the taxes will be very beneficial to the town, to the school district, as well as to the county.
Dixon says the Seneca Mall closed more than 30 years ago. And since then, there have been several businesses that have moved in but have not survived. He believes Costco will attract other businesses to move to West Seneca.
We are very excited to have a really high-quality retail outlet there. Plus, there will be a whole kind of eco-structure of other stores there, which will be announced by the developer as in their timeline. But when you have something like Costco there, that really attracts other businesses that want to be nearby.
Developers from Benchmark Management tell Dixon the first step will be to compress the large pile of dirt before construction begins. While the construction of the Costco in Amherst is almost complete, Dixon says it will take several years to finish the project in West Seneca.
It's going to be a process, the planning board process, then the site preparation process. That giant mountain of dirt is going to be moved to the Costco pad to compress the soil. So it will happen. People just need to be a little bit more patient.
Stay with us. We're going to take a quick break. We've got much more coming up here on Daybreak. Welcome back. This weekend there's lots of ways to get out and enjoy the nice weather, and Daybreak's Natalie Foss breaks down some of the fun events that you can check out.
There are plenty of ways to fill up your weekend here in Western New York. One of those ways could be hitting up a Bisons game. The Bisons are back in town, and if you haven't been able to catch one this summer, then this weekend might be the perfect opportunity. Tonight is pajama night here at Salem Field, so they're encouraging everyone to come to the game in their pajamas, and then they will complete your outfit by giving away a pair of Bisons slippers. Then on Saturday, they'll be bringing back the drone show, where post-game 200 drones will be recreating iconic sports classics. Assistant General Manager Brad Bisbing said this is something they've been planning and looking forward to since last year's show.
And it's storyboarding the images and what sounds from the movies, what classic speeches or key moments when they hit that game-winning shot, what do we want to include, trying to narrow it down too. What sports films are we going to include? Because there's so many great films that have been made. So it's been a long time, a lot of work for the staff, but it's coming together nicely, and we can't wait to line up the drones beyond the outfield wall and watch them take flight.
Other events happening this week are Italian Heritage Fest on Hurdle Ave, the Polish American Arts Festival in Cheektowaga, Disability Pride Fest at Riverworks, Upstate New York Black and Latino Pride at 26 Allen, and of course Garden Walk Buffalo is this weekend as well. So it is safe to say that it is going to be a very busy weekend here in Western New York. On your side at Salem Field, Natalie Foss, Channel 2 News.
All right, some other things happening tomorrow. The 57th annual East Aurora Summer Street Festival returns for a day of shopping, food, and community fun. More than 120 vendors will be lining Main Street and Radley Street from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Also, Gospel Fest celebrates its 40th year at MLK Park tomorrow. That free event features live performances from local and national gospel artists, bringing the community together through music, faith, and fellowship. It runs from 2 until 8. And I'm looking forward to the Italian Fest. I think I'll swing by there and check that out and get some good Italian food.
So if you were going to go to the Bison's game, do you have like special PJs that are your go-to that you'd wear?
I just wear sweats and like I don't have really good PJs. No,
Oh.
maybe I should invest in like a nice silky pair of PJs.
Yes.
Something comfy. But no, I'm like old t-shirts and boxer shorts.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. What about you?
For years, and I even had this I had a nightshirt. Do you remember those?
Of course you did.
I loved it. It was a flannel, like a Black Watch plaid, and it went, here all the way down to like the thigh. And I walked. It was.
Aren't you all thinking Ebenezer Scrooge now with the cap?
No, the nightshirt was the way to. That was the play. That was the way to go.
I like that you're saying nightshirt because it's really a nightgown.
It's a nightshirt. Loved it.
Please tell me you have a picture.
I wonder if it was like a blankie. I had it forever. I got it like when I was like 16, and I don't think I got rid of it until I was like in my mid-20s. I just loved it. I didn't wear it.
You with the bros at the frat house sleeping in a nightshirt?
I'm telling you, it was like they were jealous. They were like, "Where did you find that?" I'm like, "It's my secret place." Like a muumuu. Oh no, muumuu's different.
Oh my goodness gracious!
Yeah, it was a nightshirt. It was awesome. So I'd sport that today.
I would love to see that. We definitely need a picture. Okay, coming up after the break, you're gonna want to stick around. I've got something fun, another gem to show you. A newspaper from Buffalo from exactly 50 years ago.
No way. Oh,
yeah.
I love that stuff.
I know.
Okay.
Stay with us.
The following is sponsored by Cornerstone Community Credit Union.
The city of North Tonawanda is getting a look at what life was like in Western New York during the nation's bicentennial. A time capsule from 1976 was opened yesterday at City Hall after being buried at the library for 50 years. And it included things like letters, a class photo, a coffee mug, and an old police uniform. Officials say the celebration is all about preserving history and connecting generations.
No, it's just wonderful. Something like this really brings our community together and appreciate the history that we have and the history that we're making.
And they also buried a new time capsule for America 250. Items from the old time capsule will be on display at City Hall for the next 2 weeks. You know what? I want to go back and listen and see what they put in the time capsule that they're burying now.
Right.
Like, what would you? I would put an iPhone to show. I mean, think about the phone that they used 50 years ago. So what are you putting in now? So I would put in a newspaper from today.
Right.
An iPhone, and I would put in like maybe menus from restaurants around here to show the prices, show what people were eating, our favorite restaurants around here.
Well, get this. There's a time capsule that they just unearthed, and there's another one going in for 250 years.
Oh, wow.
So imagine what you would put in to have pulled out 250 years ago, because they pulled out one from 250.
Wow.
And it's a special type of capsule that it has to be made of a certain material so things that are inside don't tarnish or
But what else would you put in?
I would say an iPhone, I think is, everybody, that. I think a menu is a great idea because it would also show prices.
Yeah. And then a newspaper. But okay, so 50 years ago, you know, they opened this time capsule from 50 years ago. Well, I had a viewer who, for America 250, dropped off to me the Courier Express paper from July 4th, 1976.
So is this different than the Buffalo News?
So there was the Buffalo News and the Courier Express.
Okay.
The Courier Express published its last paper here in Buffalo in 1982, but it was a two-paper town.
Okay.
And so this is the Courier Express. So the headline you see here, hijack hostages freed in Israel raid. So that was the headline from now.
Hijack from, what was the hijack?
Okay, so I went through and got a couple gems here.
Yeah.
So for the 4th of July, at Rich Stadium, the old stadium, there was a bicentennial show, and the comedian.
Hold on.
From 1976, which comedian performed? Don't look.
Jonathan Winters.
Bill Cosby.
Wow.
Was the performer. And he joked about Buffalo because it was a very bad turnout. There were less than 10,000 people there, and it holds 80,000 people.
Right.
And he said something like, I haven't had this much fun since my dog died. And was like making fun of the crowd because nobody showed up.
10,000 people for a comedian is still pretty good.
Back here, the Ransom Oaks community in Amherst was being built.
Oh my goodness.
The housing prices, you can buy a 2- and 3-bedroom home from $35,900.
That's crazy.
Okay, this is great too. This is the Parade magazine insert.
Okay.
Look at what they're advertising. Microwave cooking.
Brand new. And how to use it.
Yes, kitchen magic, they say. Microwave cooking is the new, fast, modern way to prepare food. And I thought of you when I saw this on the back of it, Patrick. You can buy slacks. 2 pair of slacks for $19.95. Now featuring champagne, the new special occasion summer color.
Ooh, and a flat front. No pleats. Pleats weren't a thing yet.
Okay, so that's in that. This is really cool. Okay. This is a little insert also. Here are the TV listings.
Oh my goodness.
Because there were only 7 channels. Channel 2, 4, 5, 7, 9, 11, 17, and 29. So the TV listings for the week.
Then?
Jodie Foster in new movie role.
Oh.
It's another Disney movie for Jodie Foster, the
Golden Shoe.
The 13-year-old who scored as a hustler and taxi driver, Candle Shoe.
Candle Shoe, not, what did I say? Yeah.
Candle Shoe. Miss Foster recently completed Freaky Friday.
Wow.
And then also Frank Sinatra and John Denver will appear together in Lake Tahoe.
Oh my gosh.
But who's performing here in Buffalo?
Aerosmith.
Aerosmith.
This is so awesome.
Plus special guest Rick Derringer at the Buffalo Memorial Auditorium. The Odd.
Gosh.
Ticket prices. What do you think? 50 years ago, Aerosmith at the Odd.
I would say $12.
$6 and $7.
Oh my gosh.
Stills and Young performing at the Niagara Falls Convention Center.
That's Young. It's Neil Young and Stephen Stills.
Nancy Wilson and Lou Rawls coming to Shays.
You'll never find.
Peter Frampton.
Nice.
This is just a treasure trove. Isn't that cool?
I love Aerosmith. That and Rick Derringer, who was an amazing guitarist.
Yeah, and then I was looking in the sports section also. I think I'm missing the front page of the sports section, but this down here, it says Ali is reported making progress. Muhammad Ali had substantial progress from a variety of leg ailments suffered in his martial arts exhibition match in Japan.
Oh, I didn't know he transitioned from boxing.
Yeah, but to see prices too of things, it's just so fun.
Where's the weather section? I'm just curious what the graphics look like.
Oh yeah, I'll show that to you. But I did see the weather.
Is it in there? Okay.
Yeah, I'll show that to you.
Well, I love it.
So thank you to Frank who dropped this off, the Courier Express. Really fun to go through. So obviously when you're putting a time capsule together now, a newspaper has certainly got to be one of the things that go in there.
That is
and
so
just
cool.
seeing how the city celebrated, 200 years for the bicentennial.
Yeah.
Very cool.
50 years. It's amazing.
Yeah.
And some of the Aerosmith just finished. They just wrapped up. They don't tour. Steven Tyler. His voice said something, but to think that he was touring up until recently.
Yeah, America's libraries facing crippling cuts. Oh, here it is. Here's your weather section.
Oh, one that maybe they got it right.
Seeing the classified ads.
They call it the Weather Girl.
The Weather Girl. Yeah.
That wouldn't fly today.
No.
I mean, it's
There's so
meteorologist.
much in here that wouldn't fly today.
Gene Murphy of Lockport should have a nice 4th. Oh my goodness.
I'm sure this is really bad TV, but
I know.
it's really
I'm sorry.
fascinating for us right now.
These sneakers are 99 cents. Oh my goodness.
Okay, anyway, what are you doing this weekend? Lots of fun things. I'm going to go to the Bison's game tomorrow. It's the CF, cystic fibrosis game. And a lady is throwing out the first pitch who was actually an intern with the Bisons decades ago. She has been at every Major League Baseball park and to throw out the first pitch.
Wow,
and
wonderful.
she
Very
got her
cool.
start here at the Bisons, and so she's coming back and she is throwing out the first pitch, and all of the proceeds from ticket sales tomorrow are going to the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation. Natalie Foss is going to have a story about that next
Very
week.
cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And yeah, so I'll be at that game to just watch it with Elliot, and you are spending some quality time with your family before Francesca goes
off to college.
So.
So yeah, we have a couple weekends left before she departs.
And in 30 seconds left, final forecast.
Looks good. We've got partly cloudy skies tomorrow, an isolated shower, and then Sunday looks great with scattered showers, a possibility, but lots of dry time. The weekend looks fine.
Excellent.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for joining us, everyone. Have a great weekend. I'm here tomorrow morning for Daybreak with Kevin O'Neill. We're on from 6 to 8 a.m. Bye, everybody.